let's move on and bring on board Anuradha Rao. She's the MD and CEO of SBI Mutual Fund. And of course, we're going to talk to her all about her fund house. So let's kickstart straight away then. Mrs. Rao, good morning. Thank you for giving us your time on ET Now. You rank 5th among top fund houses in terms of AUM. So how do you plan to grow SBI Mutual Fund AUM, and what kind of market share gains are you targeting? Okay.
Good morning, and very happy to be here. Yes, we are number 5 in terms of AUM currently, but as part of the State Bank group, we clearly have aspirations to be among the top 3, and that is our goal for the year 2020. Towards this, of course, we would be looking at market share gains, but that is not the priority on a day-to-day basis. What we look at on a priority basis is really to give consistent, stable returns to our existing investors. And in addition, as part of the State Bank group, we also look at ourselves as market makers or enlargers of the market. And therefore, we are consciously targeting retail investors in new geographies and in new customer segments, considering that this is a highly underpenetrated country. We would really like to be known in due course as the AMC to every Indian household, which would be appropriate for the SBI brand. This natural progression of delivering consistent performance and enlarging the market should give us, move us towards a market share of about, say, 10% over the year, and perhaps 12% by the year 2020.
Okay, Ms. Rao, investment culture in India, and just wanted to get your take on your observations about how retail investors are gearing up for their investment interests, and how the SIP culture in the last 2 years has really taken off. Do you sense that this is just perhaps the start of it all, and the journey has just begun for the retail investors getting into the SIP culture?
Part of the question was not very clear, but in any case, let me try and answer. I think in the past few quarters and couple of years, we have seen a very clear shift on the part of the retail investor from traditional savings and investment avenues, say gold, real estate, even perhaps bank deposits, to market-related financial instruments, and the adoption of market-related instruments has been through the MF route. This has partly been driven by the good performance of mutual funds as a sector, as well as underperformance of some of the traditional sectors, and very significantly by the huge education and outreach effort made by the industry and individual AMCs collectively.
Right.
The really good thing, and this is a collective achievement, is the kind of SIP flows that this has generated. Last year, there were SIP flows of over 44,000 crores into the industry, and as a fund house, we have monthly flows of more than 450 crores, and it is growing by the day. Now, this is a very relatively safe way for the uninitiated investor to take exposure to the market, and we see SIP flows as being not only beneficial for the investor in this sense, but also to give a sense of stability to the market itself, which is otherwise prone to volatility. If you see the market, the industry as a whole has about 1.35 crore live folios, whereas as a fund house we have about 20 lakh, and we see this as a mainstay of the industry going forward.
Right. Ms. Rao, so how important is asset allocation for investors right now? What is it that you're advising your retail investors? I don't think she can get our audio. Ms. Rao, is my voice reaching you? Okay, we can't quite hear her. But it's the AMC of the month, SBI Mutual Fund. So let's hear out from Navneet Munot as to what he has to say about the market mood right now.
Indian markets are definitely not euphoric, or I don't think the investors are getting complacent. It's a structural growth story with cyclical recovery around the corner. Exports have started doing well, consumption is doing well. We had some hit from the demonetization, but it didn't last for long, very briefly. The investment cycle, of course, private capex will take time, but the government capex is happening. One or two PSU banks who have invested very heavily in digital technology, and I think market underestimates what they have done on the digital side, and then how they can regain the market share or increase the market share over a period of time on the retail side. And at some point in time, as investment cycle returns, your NPA problems get resolved, I think they may get re-rated. Are these numbers going to stay? Absolutely yes. Are these numbers going to increase? Absolutely yes. Are these numbers going to increase exponentially? I think yes.
Right. Okay, Ms. Rao is back with us. Ms. Rao, is my voice reaching you?
Yes, yeah, it's
okay, great. We had snapped that line earlier. No, I was just asking you about how important is it that investors focus on asset allocation. What is it that your advice is to retail investors who are listening to this interview right now?
Asset allocation is really like following, a balanced diet. You take an individual's body mass index, and based on that, a certain number of calories is appropriate for that person, and he ingests those calories through protein, carbohydrate, fat, and for keeping good health he also requires some trace elements and vitamins and so on. Now similarly, it is actually the risk profile of a customer, which is a very fundamental attribute, similar to the body mass index, and one looks at the goals of the customer and his investment horizon, based on which the asset allocation exercise determines what is appropriate for this investor, how much of debt, long-term, short-term, is good for him and for that goal, how much of exposure should be taken to large cap diversified equities, whether he should be taking exposure to mid cap, small cap, and so on. And the purpose of the asset allocation is really to ensure that at a portfolio level the risk profile of the portfolio is appropriate for the customer and the returns are delivered as per the expectation for that goal.
All right, if you could just leave us with your outlook on Indian growth for FY18 as well as, of course, flows, because that's something that's been one of the key movers for our market. So what's your outlook on foreign as well as domestic flows to the Indian equity markets?
Well, we are just emerging from a somewhat muted quarter, but we do feel as a fund house that we are fairly optimistic about the outlook for the coming year. Even during demonetization, if you see, sectors like auto, trade, manufacturing had really not taken that much of a dent, and the finance sector, which really felt the brunt of demonetization, has been seen to have bounced back. The monsoon is on track. The government reform agenda seems to be very much on track. Given all this background, we do feel that the Moody's prediction of GDP growth rate of about 7.7% should emerge during the year. That said, India has been outperforming its emerging market peers in the recent quarters and couple of years, and this should continue to see the increased allocations towards India because of this outperformance. We actually feel that India will start making an identity for itself apart from being bracketed as one of the emerging markets. On the domestic front, of course, flows have been very strong, triggered by demonetization, but also sustained through the SIP route, through the EPFO route coming in. And we anticipate that there would be substantial absorption of these flows through government divestment and through the IPO route. But however, it would add to the overall liquidity to an extent. So we see the flows to be sustained both on the domestic front and on the overseas front. But we also see that the growth would be muted, but spread over a few more quarters than in the past.
Ms. Rao, thank you for giving us your time then. Congratulations once again, and we hope to chat with you sooner rather than later. That's of course Anuradha Rao talking about SBI MF and of course all about the Indian equity markets. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dhirendra Kumar will be with us, and of course we'll get you the personal finance segment.